Friends, continuing with what we were discussing, at the final stage you have got one course called General Management and Communication Skills. See, institute take care of the student in how many ways you just imagine. We are asking you to get a training with the information technology. We are asking you to undergo a course in general management and communication skills. Of course, friends, let me tell you that it is not only the responsibility of the institute, it is also one's individual feeling that help them to get into any skill acquisition program. So, you should do all these things like information technology training, article training, general management course and skills with a lot of enthusiasm and an optimistic view. Other way around, acquiring the skill automatically will never happen. Let us suppose a girl student want to learn cooking, just like that cooking will come? No. If somebody want to become a carpenter, because his father is a carpenter, automatically can he become a carpenter? No. Anything requires lot of participation from the part of the trainee. So although we said we have beautifully structured the course, we are giving you article training, we are giving you information technology training, we are giving you general management and communication skills, all these things will become a reality and happens only if you do with a lot of commitment and participation. Now the different milestones before you become a chartered accountant. After your 10+2, that is your 10+2 examination is getting completed in the month of March, you are allowed to write your CPT in the June. Once you complete your common proficiency test, then within 9 months you are allowed to write the integrated professional competency course. Even if you pass one group in the integrated professional competence course, there are two groups. First group, if you pass, you are allowed to start with your article training, and then you can complete your second group and also complete information technology training, and then during the last 6 months of your articles you can very well do your final. Now CPT is the first step in the CA course. CPT is an entry level examination, and this exam comes with what? Multiple choice questions. There are 200 multiple choice questions. Of course, it is more similar to your MSET, which is conducted for allowing the entry into the engineering or the medical college. And of course, unlike your MSET, the beauty part in the CA is CPT exam will be conducted twice in a year, one in June and another in the December. Then the brainchild of ICAI CPT, here the focus is what? 10th pass students. We allow a 10th pass student to register so that simultaneously along with his 10+2, he can also prepare for the CPT. Now, it is not compulsory that immediately after passing 10th you have to get registered. Registration, even if it happens 2 months before your exam, that is by 31st March, in case if you want to write June examination, by 31st March you have to get yourself registered, and if it is a December examination, by September 30th, if you complete your registration, that is enough. But if you register early, what will happen, friends? You get material from the institute, you get the model test papers from the institute, so that you can start your preparation at the earlier stage. Then friends, you can prepare while pursuing 10+2, and this and all is made to attract the young talented students. Why we have brought this course to the 10+2 level is, our past experience is that many students unknowingly will go to the engineering and medical stream, thereby what is left to the CA is all who are not getting into MBBS and the engineering. So this we want to take it away from the young minds. So we also brought our course the entry level at the 10+2 level. Then friends, commencement of practical training that will happen after you pass your first group of the integrated professional competency course, and multiple choice questions. Why we are keeping this test not as a subject test but as a multiple choice objective type test, because we want to attract more analytical brains rather than mug up candidates. We want to have more analytical brainy people to enter into this particular course. That made us to put it in the multiple choice questions. And as you proceed to your integrated professional competence course and final, we want to make the examination more of case study based. Then friends, CPT examination, you have got 4 subjects. What are the 4 subjects? Of course 3 are already the one which any MEC student or CEC student is studying at his 10+2 examination. Fundamentals of accounting, mathematics and the general economics is the one which you have studied at your 10+2 only. Only extra what you have to prepare for CA is mercantile and statistics, which is not there at the 10+2 level. And marks is fundamentals of accounting 60 marks, mercantile 40 marks. This is 2 hours test, 100 marks. And session 2, 2 hours, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. General economics and quantitative aptitude 50-50 marks paper, and 2 hours put together 200. And expected knowledge is only a basic knowledge, not the expert knowledge. Then what is a qualifying mark? Student must obtain 100 marks. That is only 50% of the total marks. Once you get, you are said to be qualified. Here you should remember that unlike in the IPCC or in your final of the CA, where there is a peculiar requirement, that is, let us suppose in a group there are 4 papers, you should get a minimum of 40 marks in each paper, and aggregate total you should get 50%. But like such situation is not there in the entry level examination of CPT. That is, if one is poor at mathematics and he gets only 10 marks in mathematics, whereas in the remaining 3 subjects he gets 90 marks, then also he is said to be qualified. So individual subject minimum marks requirement is not there at the CPT level, but as you proceed to the IPCC level or the final level, minimum marks that you should get in each subject is a 40 marks. Then of course at CPT level you have got negative marks, being multiple choice questions. You have got the negative mark, one wrong answer you will get a negative mark of 0.25, and of course if you leave any question, no negative marks, no marks. Now in this context, let me tell you, if a student confidently puts answer for 120 questions and unknowingly keeps 80 questions, then also he can pass. 120 correct answers will give 120 marks, 80 wrong answers will give, what is it, 20 negative marks, thereby the required 100 marks will come. Sir, of course, a good question from the student is, when we know 120 correct, why we should attempt remaining 80? But once you sit in the exam, you don't ask this question to me, because figures wise it is good here, but once you sit in the exam, until your result comes, you will be not be knowing which is correct and which is wrong. So just this particular point is being brought to your notice only to tell you that don't be overcautious by saying that since negative marking is there, I don't put, and I will only put 120 good questions which I know. Then out of that some 21 wrong answers are there, means you are supposed to write again, come again program हो जाएगा. तो इसलिए please don't be under any bad feelings because there is a negative marking and all. 80 तक आप wrong कर सकते. So 50% is the pass percentage. Now those students who are listening this lecture, if they are going to write their March 10 plus 2 examination, then they can very well opt to write the June 2010 exam. Once you write your June 2010 CPT examination, when you will become a chartered accountant is a July 2014. How that happens, let me explain through the flow chart. That is, you are writing your March examination in the month of March 2010. Thereafter, you will be writing your CPT examination in June 2010. The results of the CPT exam will come in the month of July 2010. Then you are going to get yourself registered, and simultaneously you will undergo the 100 hours of the information technology training, and within 9 months from July 2010, 9 months happily you can write May 2011 IPCC exam, and the results will be declared in the month of July 2011. Then you can start your articleship from 1st August 2011, and the articles need to be done till 31st July 2014, and during the last 6 months of your articles, since you can write your examination, final exam can be written in May 2014, the results of which will come by 31st July. So you will be called as a chartered accountant once that is in July 2014. Of course, in this process you should also complete your general management course for 2 weeks. So those who are aspiring to become chartered accountants, if they are going to register before 31st March, they can very well write the 2010 CPT exam. Thereby the roadmap for them to become a chartered accountant is July 2014. By any chance, if you are not prepared for your June examination, then the next train is available in December 2010, because every 6 months we are going to conduct this particular test. But this is not called as a supplementary examination. This is one more examination. There is no supplementary examination in CA. Right. If December 2010 CPT exam you are writing, then you will become a chartered accountant in January 2015. Of course, the roadmap is a very clear. I am not again reading that roadmap. Anyhow, the printout will be made available to you of all these PowerPoints to the listeners. Then friends, registration after passing the 10th class, what you require, take your 10th class mark sheet Xerox, date of birth proof. Of course, 10th class marks memo has got the date of birth, and what is the fees that you require to pay to the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India? Rupees 6,000. Then your marks memos need to be certified by either your principal or a chartered accountant, and then you give that particular application. If you are there in the places where our branches are there, you can hand over this application to our branch, which will send it to the regional office. Or if the place where you are residing, you don't have the branch office, then you directly post it to the Southern Indian Regional Office, which is there at the Chennai. Then you can give the CPT exam, of course, only after 10 plus 2 examination is over, but before even by any chance your declaration of the results gets delayed also, you can very well write your CPT exam in the month of the June as a point. And what is the last date for your June 2010 exam? Please do remember, it is 31st March. For your December examination, the last date for registration is 30th September 2010 तक आप registration करा सकते, मगर दोस्तों please don't wait till the cutoff dates, please do it early, so that what will happen, you can get early the material and the model test papers. Then friends, CPT registration procedure, take the prospectus, which is either you can download it from the website of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, www.ica.org, or you can go to the branch office and can get the prospectus. Take a demand draft for rupees 6,000. This demand draft is to be taken in the name of the secretary, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Southern Region people need to write payable at Chennai. And of course, 600 rupees additionally if you pay, you will get CA journal. Of course, this is only optional kind of thing, but I advise the students to definitely subscribe for this also, because valuable information will come through this particular journal. It is only again with a caution that valuable information is available everywhere. Only thing is you should have the time and patience and feel for learning. That is most important. Otherwise, there is no point in acquiring the books. Then friends, attested copy need to be attested by the attested copies of 10th class. Marks memo need to be attested by the principal or the chartered accountant, and you submit the form, immediately you get the material from the branch office. Then friends, registration for CPT, already I explained, a minimum of 60 days before the first day of the month in which the examination is going to be conducted, you should complete your registration process. That is for the June 2010 exam, registration must get completed 60 days before that. First June means by 31st March. And then in respect of the registration, of course, if you are staying there in the Hyderabad branch may submit kar sakte, naito you can very well send the same to the Chennai office. Regarding your registration, let me tell you, Hyderabad branch or any branch office of the institute is only going to act as a post office. What post office will do? Will take the mail and send it. Ultimately, who has to make the registration? Registration need to be done by the Southern Indian Regional Office at Chennai. So in respect of your registration matters, if you face any problem, please directly do contact with our Southern Indian Regional Office at Chennai. With respect to the examination matters, Regional Office has got nothing to do with the examination process. It is the head office. That's the reason why I gave in the PowerPoints the addresses of head office, Regional Office and the branch office also. And any communication that you make with the institute, please don't forget to quote your registration number, because the number of students which we have are running in lakhs. Then friends, the second step after the CPT, what it is? Integrated Professional Competency course. And for this course, what need to happen? You must complete your 10+2, you must pass your CPT, then only you can get yourself registered for the Integrated Professional Competence course. After registering, 9 months you have to wait for writing your examination. And meantime, you have to complete your Information Technology training program, which is also going to be given by the branch office of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Then what is this Information Technology training? Student need to go to the branch and need to undergo a training for about 100 hours, and subsequently he has to write an examination and pass this Information Technology course. Then what is the fees payable? For IPCC registration, tuition fees is 4,000. Tuition fees, please don't be under an impression that somebody is going to give you tuition. Tuition in what sense? They are going to give you the material for all the subjects. That is only we call it as a tuition fees. Then registration fees 2,000, and Information Technology training, again you need not pay separately, 4,000, totally put together 10,000. So ICAI in New Delhi is yet to make a final announcement about the fees by the time I am discussing this particular presentation, but as of now the fees is 10,000 rupees. What are the subjects you have? All what you have in the BCom are there in the IPCC, but at the BCom level you have got the examination at a lesser standards, whereas this is at a professional standard. Accounting, law, ethics and communication, cost and financial management, taxation, wherein you have got income tax and the service tax. These are the 4 papers. Each paper carries 100 marks, 400 marks first group, and for you to qualify 50% marks you should get, that is minimum 200 marks. Again, each individual subject you should get 40 marks. Then friends, second group you have got advanced account second paper, audit and assurance, third paper is the information technology and strategic management. Information technology is for 50 marks, strategic management is for 50 marks, totally 300 marks. So put together group 1 and group 2, 700 marks you have. You can write either group 1 or you can write both the groups. Sir, if I write group 2, will they allow? They will allow, but they will not allow you to start your article training. For starting your article training, we expect you to complete the group 1, because group 1 has got all subjects which are required for you to start your training. Article training is a point. As I said, from this level onwards, one important thing that should go into the student's mind is you should have equal love towards all the subjects, because 40% is a minimum pass mark, unlike your BCom examination where 35 marks is a minimum passing mark. Here you require 40 marks as a minimum passing mark and 50% is a aggregate as a point, friends. Now after passing your group 1, you will be starting articleship. Then friends, what is this articleship? Of course, a separate session is required to explain you about the beautiful parts of this article training, but let me conclude it in about 5 minutes. I will take 5 minutes of your time. To begin articleship, student should pass at least group 1, not necessarily both the groups of IPCC, and should have completed the ITT training of 100 hours. The unique requirement of practical training is instrumental in shaping a well-rounded professional. So for you to become a full-fledged professional, what is necessary is the article training. Doston, I am a chartered accountant and I am also a teacher for the past 13 years. Let me tell the students and caution the students, don't resort to any dummy articleship. Even if your father or a brother or a sister is a chartered accountant, because you are missing the best part of your life. Yes, there is a saying, without pain there is no gain. Even for a gold to get converted into chain, good gold chain or necklace, if you go and sit with the goldsmith, you will see how much of the trouble and the trauma that gold will pass through before it became a necklace. So as a student, please take up the article training with all seriousness. Even if you don't go to a coaching center, nothing wrong. You can make a self-study. But not going to the articles is a crime. Then friends, the total duration of the articleship is 3 years, and last 1 year student can join in industrial training program also. That is 2 years you can do your articles with a firm of chartered accountants, and then last 1 year you can very well go to a company and do the industrial training under a chartered accountant who is there as a finance officer. Then of course stipend will be paid during the articleship. Attributes developed during the articleship. First thing, most important thing for a human being to come up is a discipline. Disciplined attitude will come once you do the articles. Second thing is hard work nature will get developed once you do the articleship. Then definitely theory what you are studying, you will be able to see practically what it is. And it also gives you overall scenario of socio-economic environment in which the organizations operate, because you are visiting different organizations. So naturally under what socio-economic environments these organizations are operating, what you have studied in economics, for you to feel it, definitely you need to do the articleship. Then it develops certain ethical values, which is a very, very important thing. Friends, I am not saying it like what is not there I am not saying, but let me tell you, articleship and the training under a chartered accountant, it's more like going to a Gurukul. It's more like a true Guru Sishya Parampara, which is a age-old practiced scenario in India. It is only available in the CA course during these 3 years. The relationship, the kind of emotion, the kind of commotion also sometimes come in this particular beautiful relationship. Let me tell you the truth about the CA course. Whenever we go out, nobody will ask who are our parents. Whenever I as a chartered accountant go to any place, first thing in the introduction they will ask where you did your articles. You can understand the relevance of the training just by this one example. Generally, in any other situation, if a person is failing, society will blame the mother. But in case if a chartered accountant is failing, whom we need to blame? It is his principal under whom that person has got the training. So that is a relevance of the articleship. Then friends, work experience that you get is in the accounting, auditing, taxation, information technology, management consultant. These are all the different areas. Of course, overnight you don't get all these skills, but 3 years with a commitment, if you are doing the articleship, your principal will be giving you enough opportunity to get yourself exposed at least at the basic level. Then friends, stipend, of course, these are all the statistical figures. I don't read too much into the statistical figures. Roughly about 45,000 rupees you can earn during the 3 years of the articles. Final course, that is the last few steps to success and glory. It is difficult to pass the IPCC because why it is difficult is then only you will be entering into the professional course. But by the time you come to the final, you know what is this professional examination could mean, what are the requirements and all, knowing very well once you are preparing, knowing very well once you do the journey is always an enjoying journey. Once you don't know how to go and where to go, naturally the journey becomes boring. So from this part, your journey is an enjoying journey. CA final, you have got the case study approach. In the examination, study at the advanced level. You are going to get the knowledge in the articleship which you are going to apply to your work. You will be also studying the case laws. You will be learning how to interpret the statutes, and all these things are required for you to write your CA final examination. We have got 2 groups. Under the group 1 you have got 4 papers. Under the group 2 you have got the 4 papers. These are all advanced things of what you have studied at the IPCC level. That is to say, you have in the first group financial reporting, strategic financial management, advanced auditing and professional ethics, corporate laws and secretarial practice. Of course, financial reporting is an extension of your advanced accounts. Strategic financial management is an extension of your financial management MAFA, and advanced auditing का advanced stages जो है, that and all you are going to study in that subject. Company law, which you study up to a particular section, the extension part you are going to study in your final. As far as the second group is concerned, you have got advanced management accounting, which is an extension of your costing at your IPCC, information systems control, which is an extension of your information technology paper and strategic management paper, and then direct taxes and indirect taxes. At the IPCC level, you have studied the income tax and VAT and service tax. VAT and service tax comes under the indirect taxes, income tax comes under the direct tax. Here also, just like IPCC, you have a choice of writing either one group or both the groups, first second group, then first group, or first group, then second group, or both the groups you can write. In any case, in individual group, for you to pass, 50% is a minimum. Aggregate you should get 40% minimum you have to get in the each individual paper. Then what is the eligibility and the fees? First you have to pass your IPCC, then you have to complete your 2.5 years of articles. You should be a registered student. For that registration you have articleship registration fees 500, student association fees 100, registration fees with the board of studies, BOS means board of studies 500, tuition fees for final 8,500. What is this tuition fees? Again, let me remind you, it's only material costs. We are going to supply you the materials. Of course, for the first time when you are going to write your exam, suggested answers of the previous examination will be given to you. Then ICI New Delhi, of course, these fees are bound to get increased. They are not going to bound to get decreased, friends. And you can appear your final examination after completing 2.5 years of articleship. Now I come to the another area which the student would like to know, what is the expense part of the CA course. That is expense estimate, common proficiency test. Of course, if you are taking a coaching with Kalyan Chakravarthy CA Academy, 10,000. Of course, on an average this fees, you go to take the coaching with anybody, minimum level is 10,000 rupees. ICA registration fees rupees 5,000, rupees 6,100. That books and periodicals that you require to purchase, that may come about 2,000 rupees, miscellaneous expenditure about 200 rupees, totally 18,200. Integrated professional competence course, if you take coaching with us for both the groups, all the papers, then it is 23,000, but I don't advise any student to take the training for all the subjects. Let me again caution you, you want to become a professional, at least a few subjects you should prepare on your own. I am here only to explain about the course, not to advertise about my institute or our group abilities to make you to be a chartered accountant. Then friends, in fact, let me tell you proudly that I never took any coaching from any coaching center. I prepared on my own. I am a believer of self-preparation. Then friends, 100 hours of information technology training will cost you about 6,000, books and periodicals 3,000, miscellaneous expenditure about 2,000, total cost will be about 28,000. CA final course, if you take coaching with us, we impart coaching for about 3 years in all the subjects, then it about costs about 40,000 rupees for you. Registration fees is 10,000 with ICI, books and periodicals some 6,000, miscellaneous 5,000 totally. You have to spend about 61,000 to complete your final course. Total cost minus what the stipend you get for the 3 years, 45,000 rupees, 72,200 will be your out of pocket expenses, not of yours. Your parents' out of pocket expenses will be about 72,200. If you take it on an average per annum in about 4 years, every year your educational expense will be about 18,050. But this is a very higher figure provided you opt to take the coaching at all levels for all the papers. Other way around, only registration fees and a self-study, which is also acceptable and possible, you can save some money out of your stipend also. Right, friends. Taking a coaching is something, an individual situation, but only to tell you about what might be the possible expenditure, I gave that particular expense. Don't get worried. Sir, I am a poor boy. I can't spend about 18,000 rupees. Can I do the CA? Very much you can do the CA, friends. Today, proudly Kalyan Chakravarthy CA Academy brought the education to the students at a very, very low cost using the technology. Today, any subject once you take our e-video lectures is coming for only 1,000 rupees per subject. So at the final level, it's only 8,000 rupees. At the PCC level, it's only a matter of 7,000 rupees. At the CPT level, only at 4,000 rupees. The total education is brought a minimum of 19,000 rupees, roughly about 19,000 rupees. Thereby the cost will come to 5,000. Sir, do these e-videos will be sufficient? Is that you are going to impart more when you come to your live classes? My answer is, using the technology, we digitalized our lectures So there is no difference practically between our live class and the digital class. Thanks to our technology partner, Dreams Learning Innovations. Thank you. Then friends, the registration, let me tell you about the registration. For CPT course, we have annual registration of 1,50,000 students. For the PCC and the IPCC, we have about 50,000 students, and the final about 30,000 students. Every year they get enrolled into this particular course. As far as pass percentage at CPT level, about 35% I can say is a pass percentage on an average, not individual year I am reading it out. On an average, it will work out about 35% at the CPT level. Earlier, the CPT we used to call it as PE1. Now, the present IPCC, earlier we used to call it as PCC. Before that, we used to call it as Professional Education 2. Before that, when I am doing CA, it is termed as CA Intermediate. The present name for the intermediate is the Integrated Professional Competence course. And here the pass percentage is roughly about 20%, I can say with all confidence. Students, I am there actively involved in with the institute activities as a practitioner, as a fellow member, as a teacher, as a paper valuer. Then friends, CA final, we have roughly about 25% I'll offer a passing overall, I am saying. Then friends, what is the difference between Chartered Accountancy course and university examination? Just to make the students to understand what is expected, I am presenting it. Pass percentage at university examination is 40%, whereas pass percentage, that is a minimum pass percentage of marks that you have to get in the papers is, out of the total marks you should get 50% marks to say that you completed that particular group or the phase. Then here university exam, reasonable examination standards, whereas in the CA exam you have got high level of standard, and placements you can get by passing university exam only in India. Of course, exceptions are all there in any situation, whereas once you get CA, then you have got the placements both in India as well as in abroad. Then working knowledge only is expected when you are going for university exam, whereas expertise knowledge is required once you go for the CA exam. Then there is a set pattern, standard set of questions will come for once it is a university exam. There is some dynamic change in the paper setting process once it comes to the CA course. Pass percentage generally will be high in the university, whereas here I don't say low, but definitely it is a moderate kind of passing. Yes, let me share one truth with you. Somebody was saying, sir, our percentile of pass is only 25%. But I need to disagree with them. As a valuer, I know pretty well. Out of the 100 papers which we get, hardly, 40 papers are worth of valuing. Remaining 60 papers are generally non-serious contenders. Out of 40 students, we are passing about 30 students. You just tell me what is the pass percentage? 75%. But overall, when we are presenting, we are only saying that 25% of the people who are taking the exam are passing, but the reasons for the failure, of course, which I addressed in another lecture of mine, approach to the CA exam, there I elaborated on this particular point. Then friends, ordinary university exam is an ordinary exam, CA exam is a professional exam, not extraordinary exam. Then friends, you can do the job at a department level, whereas at a higher level you can function once you become a chartered accountant. Of course, change the path from majority to the minority, turn the life and avail the opportunity. Friends, there is a saying, that is, at the bottom level there is a lot of crowd, but at the top level there is a lot of vacuum. Don't try to do what majority are doing. Try to do something special. Try to become great. Try to decide to do the CA once you are convinced about what I explained to you about the CA course. And I'll take 10 more minutes of you to explain where do we stand. Kalyan Chakravarthy CA Academy, where do it stand as an institution? Of course, for you, that is after listening, it is for the student to judge whether it is an institution or not, because institution requires certain qualities. We, the three chartered accountants, myself, I am Chakravarthy, along with my other two partners who are also fellow members of the institute, P.S. Jyotirmay and P. Jayalakshmi. Continuously we are striving to see that we make this institution, make this academy as an institution. Of course, our strength lies in our student community who encouraged us for the past 12 years. Coming to tell you about KCC as an institution, it got established in 1997. I am the founder member of this particular institute. I got qualified in the year 1997. Then only I got an idea that why don't I start an institution to cater the needs of the students who are pursuing the CA course, because then in Hyderabad, of course, there are very few people who are training the students for the CA course. Of course, the trainers are not even chartered accountants. Then we three chartered accountants from Hyderabad, all the three of us are the classmates, not the partners whom I told. We have one Ramakrishna and then another Kamaraju, and myself, we entered into the coaching field, and here I am doing this particular coaching program continuously. And in Hyderabad, we have got good number of coaching institutes. We are not saying that this is the only end in all, but and again, let me tell you friends, coaching is only required when you are not able to proceed in the subject after your first reading. Then only you select the any coaching center. This is my caution and also an advice. Then friends, we completed a successful journey of 25 batches. This is our 13th year of existence. And of course, we have got good number of ranks. But let me again tell you with a caution that never we created rankers. Never we created rankers. That is, I am fortunate to be a trainer for the ranker. Although the person who prepared this presentation knowingly or unknowingly stated that we have created the rankers, let me correct at this juncture itself, because I would like to tell to the young students here who are aspiring to become chartered accountants, coming from different socio-economic backgrounds, this particular course don't require coaching. It requires a continuous motivation, continuous education, continuous studies, patience and all these things. Yes, if you find any subject difficult, you have to choose a teacher and carefully choose the teacher. Then, friends, what is the methodology with which we are proceeding, friends? Here, students come with some preparation. We are not there here to give you the spoon feedings. This is a typical Hyderabadi institute, where I am proud to say that it's a typical Hyderabadi institute, because Hyderabadi students never are the believers of the spoon feeding. They come only for coaching. They never ask us to be after them to check whether they are preparing or not, because this is a professional course. I am not training a 10th class student. So we are the believers of the concept that student comes to us with some preparation and he is coming to get more clarity about the subjects. Although I take up the classes by assuming the level of the student at 0 level, but still the coaching in its true spirit should start with what, friends? You are coming to the classes with some preparedness. Then we give the classroom coaching, then we give some exercises, then homework will be there, and weekly tests. Again, this is also, let me tell you, we are not doing it compulsion, that any student who is interested to test his understanding and the knowledge, we love to give them weekly tests, and we also got revision lectures and then final test and the analysis. We have got three-phase learning. One is video-based learning, second is a classroom teacher, and then DVD material will be given. The lectures are provided to the students who can listen these lectures on their personal computers. We have got both live teaching and a blended teaching and a PC based teaching depending upon the student requirement. This is a unique feature, I can say, of Kalyan Chakravarthy CA Academy. Again, let me thank our technology partner Dreams Learning Innovations, who brought this education to the doorsteps of the common man. Then we have, what is it, the way it is being presented is with some good PowerPoints and LCD based projections and all. What all the technology that is available, we are 10 steps ahead of all other institutions in terms of the imparting coaching using the technology. Then we have experienced chartered accountants as our faculty members. Generally we train less number, but those who took the training came out successfully on an average about 50%. And this existence of 13 years, we enjoyed the travel because we gave the love and we took a lot of love and affection from the student community. If at all anything is a thing which gives me a lot of satisfaction is the presence among the students. Then friends, syllabus, definitely we completed it within the set time. Coaching is imparted according to the needs. That is the most beauteous part of the Kalyan Chakravarthy CA Academy. After attending our coaching, you need not go with any material or this book, because the material is prepared in such a way completely giving you the knowledge and also the requirement of the exam. Then friends, basic concepts are being explained very clearly to the students. Theoretical knowledge extended with the practical problems we do, and at the end of the training program, students are enjoying with the thorough knowledge in this particular subject. Of course, many of you who are listening this particular lecture are going for the CPT, and we have some CPT specials, that is special lectures are being organized on basic mathematics to help the students who are coming from the science background, from the commerce background, and the special lectures are being there for the basic accounting, those who are coming from the science background to this particular course. A weekly ongoing test program is there. We have also developed the test series, and a perfect evaluation system using the OMR technology is also being there in the place. And paper checking will be done with the optical mark recognition technology, and you will get the number of questions which you successfully attempted, and areas where you are weak. So the analysis sheet is also there as a part of our OMR evaluation methodology. Then at our academy level, CPT goes with a two-way approach. One is Abhyasa, CPT Abhyasa. This program is a comprehensive 20-week review program. 1200 essential frequently tested concepts in the CPT exam will be taught to the students. Then we have got the second scheme called as a CPT Sadhana. This is more for repeaters, those who are not able to come out successfully. Then for them this is a wonderful program, CPT Sadhana, with 18 full-length mock tests and 16 section-wise mock tests will be there. And what is Abhyasa? Let me tell you about the Abhyasa. It's a 20-week program. Monday to Friday you have to attend 4 hours lecture, totally 400 hours is there as a lecture content. Then we deliver the lecture of about 170 hours for the fundamentals of accounting, mercantile about 80 hours, general economics 50 hours, quantitative aptitude about 100 hours, totally about 400 hours. Then friends, sadhana, CPT sadhana, 18 full length mock tests of 200 multiple choice questions every Sunday 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Then the discussion followed by a discussion on the paper by our expert faculty team 12 to 3 p.m. and 16 mock tests, that is section wise tests, topic wise tests, and these will be from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday, and discussion will be from 5 to 8 p.m. So most important part of the sadhana is that expert faculty will be dissecting the logic and the reasoning. Just we don't read the answer, we will also try to explain you the reason for and the logic behind it, and then you will also get center ranking where you are writing this exam, as well as the state ranking also, and also all India ranking. Friends, please remember, although we give the ranking, this is not a competitive examination, this is only a qualifying examination, just to have the learning mixed with the fun also. We brought this ranking concept so that spardhate vardhate vidya, competitive environment only can create the education. Then topic wise analysis is there, video based lectures on discussion, and by writing these tests you get into the speed part of it, and you will be knowing the weakness also. Yes, to tell you about the faculty members, myself, I am Kalyan Chakravarthy, and I am there in the teaching for the past 13 years, and I am the faculty member for the Hyderabad chapter. And of course, again and again, let me tell you, in fact, I got the opportunity to train the toppers, and of course, toppers also felt that they got a good teacher in accounts. Then friends, the other faculty members for us is Jyotirmai. She is a fellow member and also a diploma holder in the information systems audit. And then Jayalakshmi madam, she takes the auditing and corporate laws with us. She is also a fellow member, having a post-qualification teaching experience of about 8 years. What we have contributed to the students community in our existence: one is we made the student to learn about the proper time management and a thorough understanding of the subject, and also we are good at giving good tips for how to come out successfully. Then we explain the subject to the students, not that we only over concentrate on completing the syllabus, subject also is being explained, important things are being taught to them, and subject notes is provided at the very beginning of the course, and few of the things, in case if the students are coming from a Telugu medium, we also explain them in Telugu to clarify their all doubts. And then each paper, what is its requirement, also we explained it to the students earlier, and we will be continuously be doing this. Periodical testing is one important feature with us, and time management, of course, once the students are coming, even our past students who are interested to come out successfully, we invite them to write some tests with us. Then we teach by using, we make the teaching by using the PowerPoints, presentations and all. Then mock examinations are being conducted. We have certain beliefs, of course. Beliefs are certain things which are individual by the very nature, but we like you to also get into these beliefs. We believe on releasing the, mental power, not the relief. That is, you have got a lot of capacity, as Vivekananda said, very few will use completely their power, or many of us use 0.001 of what the mental power we have. So try to release your mental power. Don't get relaxed. Perfection is difficult, but it is our aim. Perfection is expected, excellent is will be tolerated. So try to be more, get into the excellence. Always do anything with a spirit of do or die. Good seed sown yields best plant and tasty fruits. So right at the beginning there should not be any compromise. Compromise should not be there right at the beginning. Don't enter into any relationship with compromise. End game can be compromise. Beginning can never start with a compromise. What starts with a compromise ends with a conflict. What starts with a conflict ends with a compromise is what I believe. Then friends, make mistakes, but don't repeat the same mistakes again. It does not mean that do fresh mistakes. Then friends, education is a process of hard and dedicated efforts to put in for a cause. With a cause you are doing the efforts, and that is creating an education for you. Then friends, speed and accuracy are the two wheels of the success. If you say I am too speed without accuracy, that is problem. I am too accurate without speed is also a problem. So you need to maintain both. Then education is a continuous self-developing process throughout the life. There is no end for education, friends. Even after becoming CA, so many things I learned only by teaching to the students. Today, Kalyan Chakravarthy is a teacher only because of the students of Hyderabad. Then friends, 98% in CA is a hard work, only 2% is a luck or chance. Horse can be taken up to the water, but nobody can ask the horse to drink the water. It is your own wish and will that will make you to come out as a chartered accountant. Be mad after the perfection. This is a most important thing. Yes friends, this is our classroom environment. You can make a feel of our classroom. Yes, when I remember these students, in fact these are the people who are now all successful chartered accountants. I am presenting the successful chartered accountants before you, and who helped me also to become a good teacher. Then friends, we have to come to Kalyan Chakravarthy CA Academy. Of course, there is an admission process where a prospectus will be available to you. You have to come with 2 photographs and register with an appropriate fees, and we take the fees in a check as well as demand draft in the cash. If it's a case of check or demand draft, you have to take it in the name of Y Chakravarthy. You will be given a student identity card. Of course, we don't believe in mass coaching, we always believe in the class coaching. Even if we train 10 students, I feel successful provided I get good 10 students. I always pray the God that in my life, every day I should get a good student. Then friends, this is our contact address. And finally, what is most important is a perfection in the life. So friends, you have just enjoyed a journey of information. So you have been introduced a path of a good career, but this is not an end, it is just a beginning. Then friends, please allow us to become your friend, allow us to become your philosopher and guide, and we always help the students to overcome the difficult phases which they are passing through. So be a part of us. Thank you.